Hello everybody. This is a new podcast from me here, Hendrick, and from HBL, and I wanted today to do another one with one of our newest partners that we have, Renée, that comes from the Hampers Bazaar, and she's also an entrepreneur and another CEO that we thought we could share a little bit about how do we do partnerships. What is the difference between collaboration and partnering? Because there is a lot in the market today that everybody wants everything for free, but it can't be like this. Every company needs to you need to find a win-win and find what is a good partnership. So we wanted to talk a little bit about that and have a good start for that. And we really are starting together. And so you will be seeing more about us on social media. Maybe we do more podcasts. We will look into it, how we would like it. So Renée, welcome, and please introduce yourself a little bit.
Thank you, Hendrik. It's a pleasure to be part of HBL. I am the founder and the creator of Hampers Bazaar. We are based in London, but we ship internationally, and we work and deal with companies and individuals from across the globe, which is fabulous and super interesting as well. And we developed our company in the middle of COVID. Partnerships versus collaboration, I think there is a world of difference. And I think it says a lot about the individual who is working with us and the mindset. It's a little bit, sometimes I think, almost a spiritual journey in one's own self, because being a partner, you're giving and you're receiving, and
Absolutely.
being somebody who is in collaboration, you're just taking. So for me, partnership is everything. It's everything in business, and it's everything in all of life.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very, very good. Well said that it's in all life really, because if it works, it means that it needs to be nurtured. It needs to be taken care of like a flower. If you don't do anything, it will, at the end, it will die away. So it's like this. It's very strange about this. I took for HBL 2025 like a big step that start to stop the collaboration. There needs to be a very good collaboration that people will be doing. And I'm going for the partnerships because there are too many companies, people looking for investment, etc., that are not ready to take that journey. And I think it's a journey together, although you do something for another one, but I think it's a journey together. Even if you do a consulting job that is very profound, you can't go and do your own thing. You need to follow the strategics of the other company. So it needs to be together.
Absolutely. And I think what's very important here is one of my favorite motto is quality over quantity. And so I believe that it's better to have less partnerships and quality partnerships than many collaborations.
Absolutely.
Because that way you go further together. And when you put more time and more energy into fewer partners that you have, you can build something with a stronger foundation and you can go further. It means you do have to spend more time speaking with your partner. It means you do maybe need to have weekly check-ins, daily check-ins, whatever is required at that time, and it can change. And so, yes, the time it takes to water a flower and to nurture a flower is the time that is needed.
Absolutely.
From this point of view, I think it's better to have less and to have a really good partner.
Yeah, I noticed also in the luxury sector that we both are. In the end, we have all like connections. So it's not just only that, because one day one client, somebody comes to you or somebody comes to me and you talk about the thing. So this makes this so much stronger. I think it's a little bit like in LinkedIn that they have the first level, second level, third level. So it grows if you go further with it. This means how much powerful you are than just staying on your first level. Because it's very important. They talk about how you can go and comment in your second level, so it will be looking on the third level. And this is always a good thing. So now also when we are sitting here, your clientele, your followers will look at this. My clientele and my followers will look at this, or the whole HBL. So this is another like thing that go even deeper.
And I think I agree. And I think with luxury being what it is, you expect something that is in the luxury sector to take time, because luxury is detail oriented. Luxury is something very refined, and something which is detail oriented and very refined typically takes longer to produce, longer to draw, longer to make, longer to construct, to decorate, to design, whatever the concept might be. My hampers, or gift baskets, as Americans call them.
Please tell a little bit. I think this is so good example. So open up that a little bit, how you do it and for whom you do it, and like this.
It takes two people to make one gift basket, not one person, because I'm not just taking products off the shelf and putting a sticker with my name on it and throwing them in a basket and that's it, it's done, which is what most of the hamper or gift basket companies are doing. There are layers, like in LinkedIn, the first layer, the second layer, the third layer. There are layers in which the products are wrapped, and then there is another touch, and then there is another touch. There are several layers. There's cellophane, there's gold braid, there's ribbon, there's a sticker, there's a gift tag, and everything is done very meticulously. And so what does it mean? It means it takes time. It's not done in a factory. It's like a handmade handbag or a handmade hamper or a handmade dress. So you can have a designer dress. You can have a dress from a high street store, which is made in a factory quick, or you can have a designer dress, which takes more time, or you can have the couture level. The same with interior designing a property or making a hamper, a gift basket. You can do it quickly, or you can give it the time that it and the attention that it deserves. And that is what quality is, and that is what luxury is. Luxury is time. It's access and it's time. So we take our time, and we want to provide our clients so that they can provide their clients if there are clients thereafter. We work with companies. We sometimes brand for companies. We are bespoke. We are customized. So we are here. We are available. We give our clients the time that it takes to make sure that they receive the gift basket of their dreams and more. We prefer to under-promise and over-deliver than the other way around.
I think it was a good example when we were talking before. We were talking, for example, one concept that we have is the jet sale, HBL jets, and I've been in contact with many jet companies. And very few of them have so many jets that they always fly with their own jet. So how can you give that customer experience something special? So let's say that your own jets are already flying, so you will use another company's jets. So if that client goes to another company, it will be that company's flight. So I think this is a very interesting thing, how to have, for example, a basket on that plane delivered So it can really show that, hey, this is our company, although another one is doing the flying, but it makes it their own flight. And this, for example, is a very good. It's the same with the yachts that they are doing. You are charging a yacht, so that is the same thing. It can be done, and you had many nice examples of different kinds that could be the right. Also studying who will be the client, so knowing a little bit about the client, what could be the preferred things for that client, what culture it comes from, what all these things.
Correct. And that's what is luxury. It's taking the time to get to know the client, to get to know, if you don't get to know the client, you might have an order for a client. So if a company would contact us and say, I have a client and he or she, and they explain, you take the time to understand who you're dealing with. And once you understand who you're dealing with, you can best make the gift basket or the hamper that will please them beyond all and any measure, which is the aim of who and what we're all about. You know, it's funny. I had somebody the other day who said to me, why don't you just make a hamper or a gift basket for $50? So I said, and why would I? There are 500, if not more, 5,000 people who are making a basket for $50. I don't want to compete with that. There's no competition. There's no luxury. There's no refinement. There's no point in it. If somebody wants to buy a gift basket for $50, they know where to go. If somebody wants to buy something unique, something memorable, you mentioned the jets, you mentioned the yachts. So when you're chartering a yacht or a jet, you need to receive a gift. But today, a plain bottle of champagne or a case of champagne or wine doesn't cut it anymore. Everybody's doing this gift for a long time. It's not memorable. How many times I've checked into a hotel and they've given me a bottle of champagne on my counter as I walk in, and I don't even drink it and I leave it behind when I check out. Today, it's important to give something that is memorable. Yeah. And when it is memorable, when it is unique, when it is different, what happens is your client will then go on to a dinner and say, you know, I always charter a plane or I always charter a yacht, but this time it was different. I received something so unusual, so different, so special. Here, take the name of the company. They're amazing. They'll look after you. The feeling of being looked after, even when you go to a restaurant, if they know you very well, you're given the table they know you like. They're looking after you. Yeah, feeling being looked after when you are spending some money and when you are wanting to have a special experience is what luxury is all about.
Absolutely. This is also a very interesting thing. If you compare now, you are like one concept inside HBL. And when people ask me sometimes, how can you do everything? And this is a very good example. I say, I can't. It's only because I have the right people in the right place. So this is now, I can't, I'm not the professional to doing a hamper basket. So this is why you are there. But we can serve the client in many things. Why? Because we have all these professionals around us. So, and this is globally. So the one of the things always, if somebody comes with us with like a partnership, they need to be able to serve globally, as we are a global company. So this is the difference, but this is also a very good example about it. So how do you feel that your trip as an entrepreneur has gone? If you check a little bit about that, tell me a little bit what the stages has been. You started in the pandemic and taking it from there now. So how do you see your future?
I mean, I think being an entrepreneur is either inside of you or it isn't. And I think there is a lot of creativity that's required, and being able to have a vision and follow that vision and have a passion and be passionate about what you do. You have to be single-minded. It doesn't matter if it's Saturday or if it's Sunday. If there is work to be done, there is work to be done. If it's 8 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night and there is work to be done, there is work to be done. So we don't count the hours, we don't count the time. And sometimes when we hit a brick wall, we pivot. And that's the most important thing, is to know, okay, if I can envisage it, it's possible. If I can see it, it's possible. I was working with somebody who was helping me with something at one time. And she told me, oh no, Renée, I can't do this. It's not possible. I told her, if it's in my head, it's possible. Don't tell me it's not possible. Find a way. And I think this, for me, is the most important thing, is when you are working with others. I have a wonderful gentleman who works with me. And if he doesn't know how to do something, he finds out how. Today, we are so lucky with the internet that we have tutorials on everything.
Yes.
Tutorials to teach you how to. And so we go from there. So I think being an entrepreneur is sometimes exhausting. I'm sure you will agree. It's sometimes incredibly exciting. We sometimes go through so many different emotions and feelings in one day. Or
That's true also. And it can be sometimes lonely, because we have the dream and we see it and everything, but sometimes it's very difficult to tell it to other people around us, so they see what it is, and that can be also an interesting situation.
It's true, particularly if they're not an entrepreneur. So I think what is important and good is, when you are an entrepreneur, to have another entrepreneur who can, sometimes you can bounce your ideas off, your concerns, your or even ask for an advice. I think we should all have several different mentors. Somebody can throw in an idea and say, what about this? Or I love that. Let me take this. I have somebody who I can show it to. It can be anything. So I think a fellow entrepreneur understands much better. I think we get along incredibly well. We understand each other. We also understand what we're both trying to achieve. Where do I see myself? The sky's the limit.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're quite right. And here we have this difference between collaboration and partnerships. I'm very glad. No, I'm glad that I've seen the light, let's say like this, because when you are building up, okay, I'm building up a very big thing, let's say. So it's clear that in that way, you need to do collaborations in the beginning. You need to take on some things, even to grow and everything, to have more contacts and everything. But there comes a point where too many wants to be in the same ship, or let's say like this. And to maintain a ship, it's not free. So this is why it needs to be for there are paying clients, and there are partnerships, and maybe a collaboration is like, I always said that if Ferrari or somebody comes to me, then I can say, okay, we can look at it, because Ferrari is on the upper side of HBL. So there is something, but in the other cases, no. And this is very important. But from the partnership, and you said it, when there are two entrepreneurs, here is where it's always, you can always give to each other. and you can always be there for each other, because like we know, it's like this sometimes, and that's very good that you have your network that you can talk to if you have like a more difficult situation that you are maybe not seeing how you also said it very well, that today there are so many tutorials on, for example, YouTube and everything, because it's clear that, for example, the AI, I just saw one thing, that if you don't manage what is there, there will be trouble for many people. You need to use the things that you can use. Then you need to give the human touch, because it's not the solution, but you will need to see that you are faster with them when an AI. There are things that can be done with it that maybe it wasn't before, or so much faster. You have that information that you need so much faster, and these things are very important for the future, because otherwise, the older you get, the easier it is to start to say, "Oh, I don't need any more to learn that." No, I think you always need to be like a child, take in everything and be ready for these fluctuations that come and new things that comes. But the advantage of the people that are 40, 50, 60 is that they've done business for a long time. So they use all the digital things that are coming together with that knowledge. That's when it's really a good thing.
It is a really good thing. It's so important to move with the times and to keep learning. But, unfortunately, we do come across, all of us, people who have been doing business in a certain way for so many years. And because for so many years it has worked for them, they don't see the need to change and to move on. And eventually, those companies do and will get left behind. And so, unfortunately, we can't wake people up if they don't want to be wakened. And, I really love the word impossible, because when you take the word impossible and you divide it, I am possible. I'm possible. It means everything is possible. That is why we curate hampers, because that nothing is impossible. We can give you the experience that you would like to receive and to have. And that is what today is all about. Standards are high. We've seen economies grow and fail. We've seen politics change so many times and give us good things and sometimes not such good things. And we need to move with that. And if there is no willingness to move with that, then sometimes you have to say, okay, we need to move on from this one. There is another one.
That's true.
Mind is open.
For a global company, especially, there are hard times at the moment, and the geopolitical situation makes it hard. It's like would need to put in half your company, and that's not possible as a company. You can't go into politics with a company. I mean, you need to serve the people. So it's a pretty tricky situation at the moment, and you need to somehow work on it so it works well. And then you are quite right about that.
Well, I think that's when there could be a lot of, when there are difficulties, that's when a lot of economic difficulties, I think that's when a lot of people do very well. Or maybe not a lot of people, but some people can pivot.
Absolutely.
Okay, how are we going to use this to one doesn't want to take advantage of bad times. How can we use this to enhance the lives of others while also enhancing our business? So sometimes things need to be changed a little bit and altered a little bit. And that's why I think to have a company such as yours in the back pocket of somebody or clients, whoever they are, when they can come to you for advice. Hendrick, I need to make a gift. Hendrick, I want to charter a yacht or a villa. Whatever it is that they require, or even help with their business, you are there to advise them in the right way. And I think the important thing that we haven't spoken about, which maybe we should do in another podcast, is trust.
Yes, you are quite right. So if this is, there we have already one thing to talk about. This maybe is a bit different between collaboration and partnerships. What should you do in a partnership? And this could be a good thing. Talk about trust, and especially in the luxury market, but I think also it's like a dying thing today that there are so many things, maybe also the digital part has come to it, but you are right. We could do another podcast about that.
Trust is a really important factor, and maybe that's where we should end this so that we can give our viewers something to look forward to. But I think this is something, yes, you're right, hard to come by, but easy to inspire when we are trustworthy.
Absolutely. And this was what we said also. Maybe we start and see, but we both are very coordinated, let's say, in the mindset, and both want to also to give to others, other entrepreneurs, other people who are thinking about this thing and maybe are sitting, maybe even alone and thinking about it, that inspire them to contact and be there. And so they have, new ideas, to come with, know that also we are there for them in any case, and little by little give to people that information, because I think although there is so much information, but it is good to be able to share. We both have done a long journey, been in many things, and it's good to share about from that to people, because it's about giving. It's not about, if you keep it to yourself, that's a journey and it ends at some point. But it's good to that some legacy or some ideas can help people then to go further. So I see that also as a nice thing.
I completely agree with you. So many times I've listened to speakers and they've imparted on one of their podcasts some wisdom that I have found so helpful, and it's taken me through to the next step and to the next day, even when I was feeling perhaps maybe one day a little bit demotivated, or sometimes that demotivation is not demotivation, sometimes it's tiredness. And you listen to one speaker who will say one sentence, and it's like, wow, I needed to hear that.
That's true. That's true. And sometimes it can be like they said, the old Greeks already said it, let's say, but you have forgot it. So it's just like this. And it's also when you said about this, that you have a, let's say, not that good day, but I think also when you speak about the comfort zone and outside it, I think it's good when they say that it's good to go outside the comfort zone. I always say it's good to live outside the comfort zone, but come back in to relax a little bit, because in all humans need some moments. It's good that you can plan it even. So you come in and plan, now I'm going to my comfort zone, I'm doing this for a certain time. So again, when I go outside of it, I will give it again like 150%. So
exactly. We all need to take time to rest our bodies and our minds and our brains. Self-care is such an important thing and so often overlooked. But when we care for ourselves, we can better serve our customers, our clients, and our partners.
Absolutely.
So,
right. So here, I would like a small thing still, that how do you see your future? Where would you like to go? Now, I mean, we can all dream and have our plans. But how do you tell me something about this, what you are thinking of?
I would love to have Hampers Bazaar at a level where it is a household name for those who are involved in any kind of luxury business or any business at all. Obviously, we want the financial success that keeps growing year on in, and we want to make our clients happy. So from that point of view, once we are more or less a few years in, or maybe it will happen sooner, maybe it will happen later, we don't know, the journey and the turns and the twists that this journey of entrepreneurism will take us. I'd love to have the freedom to then create something else, the freedom to then create something else.
Good.
Something as beautiful as Hampers Bazaar, but maybe something a little bit different. We will see. I don't have any ceiling because I think it's important to have a limitless idea of where things can go. And that for me is the most important.
Absolutely.
Limitless. The opportunities are there. We need to meet the right people. We need to work with the right people. It just needs contact by contact, work, contact, rest, passion, all the endeavors, the partnerships, all the endeavors will come. Where did I read something the other day? I think it was somebody who sent something to me that said the final sentence was something about success is failures, but the inability to quit.
Yeah. Because no one is perfect and nothing goes always perfectly, but you need to learn and change fast.
Exactly. So as long as you don't quit, you will succeed.
Yeah. But it's many things also, I think, and repetitions of things are the same in high level sports. Although they're going to train, but the big Tiger Woods and whoever, they always train more than the other ones. So they made it repetition, because that together with the talent, it's not only talent, it's good training, good advice, and good repetitions. So all that together makes then that special person that really stands out.
Correct. And that's very important to remember. And I think the goals and the future of where we would like to be in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, everybody's got something in their mind, but I think it's important to keep the mind open as well.
Absolutely.
So I didn't answer your question exactly the way you wanted me to, because I like to keep things open, to allow other opportunities to fly in through the open spaces.
All right. Yeah. So thank you. I think this has been a good discussion, and especially about, like we said, collaboration and partnerships, and how some things about the partnership. It's good for all the viewers that will see it also, or look at it from some posts that we do, that maybe you want to comment something about it, and always you can like and subscribe it, etc. Like they say, I don't like it that much. I mean that to say it, but it's this that moves everything, and of course, especially that you have comments, because it's an interesting. I think it's an interesting thing. From the pandemic came a lot of brokers, a lot of things going on that also wasn't good for the markets. And I think now we need to heal that market again and go with these kind of partnerships in investments and things, go with mandates or representation on mandates, and not have these long broker chains that they are not even thinking about the client. They are just thinking if they can do big commissions. So all these things needs to somehow be cured little by little, and there's a good movement in the markets globally that are working on it. And like you see, here you have one partnership that we are starting, and it's a good example because we are starting. So from here we will be working on, and I hope that this has we have been able to give you something there to our viewers. Okay.
Absolutely. And next time we'll talk about trust. Hendrick, you're my partner. You're on my speed dial. You're top of my list. And I'm so delighted to be a partner with you.
Perfect. Likewise, absolutely. And I'm always glad that I have all these professionals around me, because that's what it's about.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Hendrick.
Thank you. Thank you for this, and let's continue it. Thank you.